Today we're going to be talking about the role of joint mobility in terms of joint care. There has been confusion, I think, along the years about the term flexibility. My mentor, Dr. Nicholas Romanoff, pointed this out, and it hadn't dawned on me until he said it like this. The word flex is associated with a joint. So our goal is to flex a joint. But what we think about flexibility, we think about a muscle. And really, when we think about muscles, we should be talking about stretching muscles or working on muscle elasticity, the muscle's ability to expand and contract. We'll be talking about stretching later on in the series, but for right now, understanding the role of joint mobility. Each joint is designed to do something very specific, and they're designed to do it because of where they're located on the body. So things like your hip or your shoulder, it's a ball and socket joint. So it's able to do multiple planes of movement. So it'll flex, extend, abduct, adduct, and rotate in or rotate out. So we call that medial or lateral rotation. Joints like your knees are only able to do one direction. So really it can only flex and extend. At your ankle joint is complex too. It can do things like dorsiflex, plantar flex, invert, evert, and it can supinate and pronate. You'll usually hear those terms supination and pronation in terms of when you get fit for shoes. You may be an overpronator or an oversupinator. And so what the video is about today is understanding how we can work on joint mobility to help long-term joint health, and that will also then help long-term muscle, your ability to stretch your muscles. All of your muscles attach around a joint. And so the more the joint can move, the more range of motion that you have, the more the muscle that attaches to that area can also move. So I'm going to be taking you through a series of joint mobility warm-ups that you can incorporate however you want to. My usual recommendation is that you start with a joint mobility warm-up. It usually takes about 1 to 2 minutes to do before you run. So your joint is responsible for helping you move when you are running, so let's warm that joint up to keep it healthy. It's that simple. And what will happen is you're going to see me do the exercise on the video, and then you're going to repeat that 3 to 5 times in each direction. And it's usually enough to get going and get your joints prepared for what you're about to ask them to do. At the end of your run, or even later on that day, you can spend more time stretching the muscles and flexing the joint by spending more time working on it. And so the best way to work on joint mobility is to take the joint as far as it can in its range of motion, hold it for a quick second, and then come out of it. You're not bouncing, you're not twisting on it. You're just going to take the joint through its range of motion, hold that, and then return back to the starting position. If you're going to do both sides, you do a set of 3 to 5 on one side, then 3 to 5 on the other. It's that simple. So you're going to see a joint mobility warm-up that I do, that I take all my runners through. I'm also going to provide a link in the body of this to another playlist that's on our YouTube channel here that has a whole bunch of joint mobility drills. So the goal, again, is to help you understand the difference of joint mobility or joint flexibility and compare that to the ability to stretch a muscle or muscle elasticity. And like I said, we'll talk about stretching later on in a series. But for the most part, getting you to understand how getting your joints warmed up, getting them ready to go, will help with long-term joint health. Dr. Romanoff also mentions that you're only as young as your joints, so I want you guys to take care of your joints and keep them healthy. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, give us a call, shoot us a message, follow us on social media, and keep us posted if there's anything we can do to help you. So best of luck.